Matt, you had chances today, didn't you? How do you assess your side's performance?
A lot of chances. I didn't think we were good enough first half. I thought we lacked a little bit of our strength, intensity, brightness when the ball was in around us. A little bit similar to the patterns we've had too often away from home this season. But we still did create chances throughout the course of the game. Second half performance was much improved, certainly in terms of our understanding of what the game needed first and foremost. And then their winning goal came out of not nowhere, but a throwing situation which we defended poorly. Listen, we've not kept a clean sheet since I've been here. That's a pretty damning statement of myself and this group of players, because we do create chances. We always do look like we've got a threat about us. Not to say that we weren't clinical enough in the final third, but we've got to certainly find a way of staying more controlled in games. And sometimes that's the scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, you were going in at half-time looking 0-0 at least, and then Devante Cole scored, didn't he, on the rebound? How did you assess that first goal that you conceded?
Okay, you can nitpick every goal you concede and go into real detail, but the reoccurring theme is that we've just conceded too many goals which we feel are soft goals, and that word is probably a little bit of us at the moment, is a bit of softness, and that's not always a physical statement. It's our, like I say, our mindset towards it, our understanding of what's needed at certain times, and it was frustrating because throughout the course of a game there we've created the cleaner chances, but it's irrelevant. And I've said that too many times away from home. Certainly the Wycombe game felt a little bit like that first half, Blackpool to a certain extent. And then you always give yourself such an uphill battle, such a mountain to climb. They can take the time out of the game and then hit you with a sucker punch.
Yeah, because Barnsley currently in a sixth, in a position you want to be. Is it a question of they're ruthless when they got the chances, they take it?
Yeah, I thought they were better in those moments. With no disrespect, they didn't have a host of moments. Our keeper's not been overworked. Their keeper's made several saves. I'm not sure we scored a scruffy goals of the footballing world, or we believe we're going to score the scruffy goals of the footballing world. But the contrast in terms of the way we approached our work in the second half to the first half was much improved.
You did equalise, Chris Martin. That was a good goal, wasn't it? Is there any update on Chris's future with his contract close to expiring?
I'm doing everything I can to get the club to make the right decision in relation to that. If he keeps on scoring and playing well, he's hot property. But he's ours at the moment. Hopefully that continues.
I asked you before the game about James, who you hadn't seen too much of, and Luke in midfield. How did you assess their afternoons?
I thought it was difficult from the pair of them in terms of not a step up in level, but just the quality of players they were up against. Cole and McAtee at the top of the pitch were a handful. They moved us around a little bit. I wasn't displeased with their performances in any way, but I think there's more to come from both of them.
We go into next week, and of course you've lost Grant Ward to injury. Ryan Woods has gone back to Hull. Where are we at in terms of adding players to your squad?
Well, we're certainly trying. We might have lacked a little bit of legs in the middle of the park at times. But the transfer window is open for another 2.5-3 weeks. There's certainly work to be done in relation to that. Like I said, in relation to Chris Martin, I'm pushing as much as I possibly can. But generally, transfer windows in January are difficult when players are playing elsewhere, are contracted elsewhere. But we know what we want to obtain. It's whether or not we can do it.
And it's probably a question to ask Chris, but presumably he's happy and he would like to stay if the deal's right.
Yeah, my conversations with Chris, he's certainly indicated that. Not because it's an easy fit, because hopefully he's seeing his team create chances, not just for him but for any forwards on the pitch, and Giovanni could have contributed in front of goal today. John maybe a little bit unlucky at the end, so certainly there's a change in terms of how many chances his team are creating, and that should suit any centre forward, so I'd expect them to want to be here, but he's got to work for everyone.
The ambition remains to challenge for the top six. It's now a 12-point gap, isn't it, between yourselves and Barnsley? I mean, how easy is it to try and close that gap?
It was a big gap when I came in. It's still generally quite a big gap. We can't afford days like today. We might take a point out of these days or get a win, but too many of these opportunities will just go past us, and then we'll be a mid-table team who probably felt we could have done more in the league table come the end reckoning. So that's a cliche, but the league table is telling us the truth at the moment in terms of where we are as a team. It's my responsibility and my job to improve that.